So let's say hello now to the reigning, defending UFC bantamweight champion, the man who stuck it to everyone. But look at that shirt. Part-time actor, full-time. That is a tremendous shirt. Part-time actor, full-time champ, the Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling. Congratulations, sir.
Get that. AljamainSterling.com. Make sure you guys go pick yourselves up one.
That's nice. That's out right now?
Of course. I had this before the fight. People thought it was a game. I was like, all right, we'll see. We'll see who gets the last laugh with this one.
Can you possibly put into words what the last few days have been like for you? All the crap you took, all the clown emojis, the bullying. We've talked a few times leading up to this fight, and you didn't squeak by. I thought you won 3 rounds to 2, 1, 2, and 3. I mean, I'm not saying anything to you right now that I didn't say to other people, just so you know. As the kids say, Aljo, I'm keeping that same energy. But what is it like? What does it feel like to prove everyone wrong?
It feels great, man. And it feels good to know that everything I've said from the first day that we fought each other, the first time we fought each other, that I was completely right. What I said, which was the reason why I had an off night, was exactly what I was feeling, and I wasn't bullshitting. People can say it's a stupid excuse. Yeah, it is. I know it's a stupid excuse. I know I sound stupid saying it out loud, but it's the truth, and that's what happened. And I do feel like had I came in ready and not had that hiccup, I finished Petr Yan in that first encounter that we had, because that version of himself was not as good as the guy that I fought at UFC 273. That Petr Yan was much better, had way more discipline when it came to his defense with everything, and I felt like he was just better defensively with everything, you know. So I felt like I comfortably won still, and 2 10-8 rounds. I feel like I should have had 2 10-8 rounds. I don't know how you get 4 minutes of control time, ground and pound, submission attempts, and that doesn't hit the criteria that they implemented for 10-8 rounds. You know, so I'm just happy. I'm happy I got to prove my team right, prove myself right, and got to stick it to Vegas and let these guys suck it. And that's really it. So people want to be malicious and they want to talk about your family and talk about all this stuff, call me monkey, dropping the N-bomb, a whole bunch of shit, you know. So it's I dealt with a lot. And good thing I have thick skin, because you know that probably would have broken a lot of people, but not this guy. This guy came prepared, ready for battle, and I came ready to win. You know, I didn't come for a participation trophy, and I made sure I said that over and over, because people thought I was coming just to Yan by anything he wants, Yan by decapitation. He's gonna murder my team. Man, shut your ass up. Get in this ring and let's figure this shit out like men.
So I kind of want to build to it if I can. You looked, I mean, we talked about your shape beforehand. You were in incredible shape. I mean, the veins were popping, everything, and you said all the right things leading up. But were there any seeds of doubt just because of that first fight? Like, were you putting on a front for the world, or were you truly that comfortable and almost had to say, or confident and say it to everyone to remind everyone how confident you are? Or in the back, like now that it's over, you could tell it like it is. Was there any part of you that was questioning yourself because you had already fought this guy and it didn't go your way?
Zero. I had zero doubt that I could beat that guy. Oh, no exaggeration. Like, obviously it's a fist fight, 4 ounce gloves, anything can happen. Like, I knew, like, I can get knocked out because it has happened to me before. But I knew going into that fight, I'm like, there's no way I lose this fight unless I stand there in front of this guy and let him just knock me out, which I knew wasn't going to happen. So in my head, there's no way I'm losing this fight. I'm like, how am I losing this fight? Please show me the Carfax and let me see how I'm going to lose this fight. Was he going to submit me? Is he going to ground and pound me? Like how? You know what I mean? So that's the way I felt going into this fight. I was like, people really forgot everything I've done to get here. And if you can't see the clear difference in the Aljamain Sterling at 259 versus all his other performances, I don't know what to tell you. You just don't know MMA and you just don't know what you're looking at, or you just don't watch me fight enough. So which one is it? You know, I had all the belief in the world that I had all the tools possible. I'm like, I'm going with these bigger guys. I'm going with these stronger guys. And the stuff that I'm doing to them, I'm like, how the hell is this guy going to stop what I'm doing if I'm doing it to these people? I'm like, it's either not Vegas, but the fans really have fear of this guy and think that like he's invincible or a god. Like, he bleeds. The guy puts on his pants the same way I do. What the heck's the difference between him and myself and everybody else? It's just the confidence going in, and that's really it. Again, it's MMA. Anything can happen, but I truly did believe going into that my skill set was just superior on paper. Now, whether or not I can execute, that's a whole different discussion. And I felt like I was going to be able to do that. And at the very worst, I felt like I would at least put on a good performance to shut everybody else up talking about the actor and this, that. And that would, I could have lived with that. I already told myself, if you somehow lose, as long as it's a good fight, you won. Because Yan by murder, Yan by decapitation, Yan by anything he wants. That was the whole lead up to this fight, that I had no chance in hell to win this fight. 5-1 underdog. Are you kidding me? Vegas, keep doing that. Please keep doing that.
And so on weigh-in day, we saw you on the scale and you were very emotional. Not something you see often, morning weigh-ins. Can you describe why you were so emotional? What led you to actually openly cry on the scale?
Well, those tears didn't actually drop, Ariel.
Okay. What, that was part of the acting?
They were on the border. They were on the cusp.
Right.
Nah, for me, man, I thought the music had stopped. And if anyone who's ever been an athlete at a high level or had an opportunity to get a scholarship or had a scholarship, had an opportunity to get signed and then had like an injury, just completely, like legitimate injury that completely derailed that. Not like, oh, I could have. Like you had it locked up, but then it was gone. That's what that felt like. This surgery in the past 13 months trying to rehab, the atrophy in my tricep, the neck pain, sleeping, driving, my coming on that ass with me, my lady time, everything, so quality of life. So for me to have the surgery and then have the setbacks in terms of trying to train, not having the results that I wanted, and then actually making it through an entire training camp, doing better than I've ever done in my entire career after a major surgery like that, and then making it to the weigh-ins. I was telling Ray, I was like, I'm just so worried about just having something freakishly happen in the gym that takes me out of the fight, and then my career is just defined by this one moment. That was the biggest fear for me. Not that, if I fought Yan, I could lose. I don't care about that because I know how good I am and I know how comfortable I am in my own skin. Like, we're going to figure it out. Like, I'm going to go to bat and we're going to go to war. If I feel like there's no way I can win, I'm taking you to deep waters with me. Like, we're both going to go to hell. That's the type of mentality I have. But if I'm going to outsmart you, I'm going to outsmart you. That's the way I fought in that fight. So for me to get back, I was like, wow, I actually made it to the scale. And this is now a reality. We have put this in the rearview mirror. We're finally here. All the trash talk, yeah, you're going to pull out again, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm here. I thought this was over. And it was a very emotional moment because it just shows you how fast life can take a twist and turn and just be something like that could just be taken away from you. And sometimes we take these things for granted. And I'm just truly blessed. The theme of this training camp for me was just being blessed to be here, blessed to be able to do this again. And I like to have a good time, Ariel. I like to talk shit. I troll with the fans, whether they're trolling me, I can laugh at myself, but this was a scary moment for me in the sense of that I just wasn't sure if I would ever not lace up, but strap up another pair of gloves and dance under those lights again. And it would have been way too soon. So I'm just fortunate and blessed that I'm able to do this again. And just everything, the whole culmination of everything, it was just like a roller coaster. So it hit me hard.
When you have that kind of seeded doubt in the back of your mind about, a freak thing happening, how could you fully prepare for a fight when there's a part of you that's worried about slipping on the banana peel and all of this, going up in smoke, and then your last appearance is this crappy one that you don't want to define your legacy? Like, that's a lot to worry about when you're just supposed to be going out there and train for an MMA championship fight.
Oh, it's a lot. There was one Shark Tank day that we had on a Monday night, and I was crushing, man. I'm talking 4 training partners, running through everybody, getting takedowns, getting submissions or dominant positions for half the round, then switch it to a fresh partner. Different positions, good and bad ones for me. And there was one where I forgot who it was. I think it was Marab or Dennis, and I jumped on their back, and or Delemy. And then I finished the submission But as I finish, they're tapping, and then I fall into the back pole of the cage, and my spine, bro. Oh my God. I was like, am I paralyzed? Am I out of the fight? Is this my career right here after doing so well and getting this far? I'm like, this is crazy. And I had to just lay there for a second to take a breather. And I was like, okay, we're still breathing. We can still feel our fingers, our toes. I was like, I think I'm okay. And took a second to kind of like recover, shake it off, and then finish up the last, I think, 2 rounds. And yeah, so that was like the theme of my training camp. Like, put this guy in a bubble wrap and hopefully he doesn't get hurt, because I was starting to think I was fragile, you know. But no, I just wasn't fragile. Just I had some serious injuries and took care of it, and here we are today.
Any dicey moment? We saw the one moment backstage at the weigh-ins. You guys were yelling at each other. He said, you know, if he sees the team, you know, things are going to happen. Marab is there. Al is there. Were there any run-ins that we didn't know about?
Tell this man to bring the noise.
Oh, God.
It's fake. It's fake.
All right.
It's fake, people.
All
There's
right.
no blade on here.
Yes.
Relax.
Right.
Relax. It's a souvenir from Georgia. No, we weren't worried about that. We like, at the end of the day, the crew that he was with was his translator. And I'm not saying his translator trains, but I'm like, dude, look who you're with and look who I'm with. Like, dude, we would freaking kill you guys. Like, stop. Like, let's be real here, Piotr. Like, we would literally beat the crap out of you guys right now. Like, relax. Don't throw your boys into a fight that they don't want to be in. You know what I mean? Like, our boys want to be in this fight. Your boys, not so much, you know? And I threw a little shade at Danny Rubenstein and Parump over at ATT, just like laughingly, like after the weigh-ins, I saw them. I was like, your boy's going down. And I said, what's up? I was like, just so you know, your boy's going down. And then they started chirping me a little bit back, more so Parump. And I was like, Parump, I've been to American Top Team. You know how good I am. Don't forget. And it was just like all playful, but at the same time serious, you know, about to get into a fist fight. But yeah, you know, that was really it. That little run in, and they held him back. So I wasn't sure what he was going to do. I was like, this guy's talking a big game. I don't know what he might really think he's going to do, but if he approaches that line, it's on wherever it happens at, and that's it. So they had security with myself. They had security with him, and made sure that we could make it to the fight before fighting.
Did you win the first round?
Come on. Can you both throw less than 20 strikes? One guy throw 5 to 7 strikes less, depending on if you count some of the ones that brushed off the shoulder, as a win? How can you win by walking forward with a mean face and throw 5 to 7 strikes less than the opposing guy because you are walking forward and getting schooled with footwork? How does that win you around? People can say aggression all you want. Aggression ain't shit if you ain't cutting me off and landing strikes and doing what you want. If you're fighting my fight and doing what I want you to do, which is chase me around and get pop shotted and taking the clean shots, then I don't know what to tell you. You don't know how to score a fight, because the rule book, as per the criteria, we score damage, effective striking, and my striking was more effective, and I controlled and dictated where the fight took place that entire round. So I think it's pretty black and white. And let's not even talk about that elbow I cracked him on his head with that's made him stumble backwards. That was the most significant strike of that round. So people that says robbery, what is a robbery? I don't even know what robbery is anymore. It's almost like people that say cringe for anything. Right. Oh, that's cringe. That's cringe. You make a joke. Oh, that's cringe. Everything is cringe. Everything is a robbery because your guy didn't win the round in a very close striking stat, but it's pretty black and white. The guy who landed more strikes should win the round, especially when it was pretty much a kicking contest. Who got the better kicks? I did. Who had the better footwork? I did. Who had the more purposeful footwork? I did. Who walked forward with a mean face and just looked scary and didn't do shit? Piotr. That's it. So for people, there's absolutely no way you can score that round. Big, stupid John McCarthy voice. Dude, go get a clue. I don't know how this guy was ever the blueprint standard of MMA, because that guy sucks. His opinion stinks and it sucks. He just says shit. And I think he just wants people to think that he knows what he's talking about. Like, I think he had an MMA school. I think he had fighters. Which one of them ever did anything? What did his school ever do? Because clearly this guy is so great, right? So what has he ever accomplished other than trying to judge people and being completely wrong about the scoring criteria of the fight? If you want to have an opinion, John. It's okay, but it doesn't mean you're correct because you are not going by the criteria of how you score a fight. So please just be quiet and let the big boys do what they do at a high level, something you've never been able to accomplish. Relax there, buddy.
What's your confidence like after round one? You get it out of the way, 5 minutes in the books. You think you won. Now, this is before that second round, which was complete dominance on your part. Well, how are you feeling after 5 minutes?
I was like, dude, I could do this all day.
You're feeling good.
In my head, I was like, this is the guy that people were saying Yan by anything. This guy right here who can't even find me in the octagon at all. I could pop shot this guy whenever I want. He's too slow for me. I'm like, I didn't even use my wrestling yet. I hit him with a step and elbow. I'm like, the guy's a punching bag. He's a punching bag that just waits for you to get tired, tries to corner you, and then try to bully you and throw punches. If you have good footwork like myself or Marab or even O'Malley, Dominic Cruz, that TJ Dillashaw, that guy's going to struggle with those type of fighters because those guys aren't going to sit there and exchange one. Maybe TJ's dumb enough to do that because he did that with Sandhagen and got his face punched in a bunch, which is why he looked like that afterwards. But anyone with a brain who can assess a fight knows that his path to victory is cornering you and trying to land a big money shot to drastically sway it around. And people go, oh, he's just downloading data. He's so good. Oh, my God, he does this to everybody. Look at him. This is just what Petr does, guys. This is what he does. This got you right where he wants you. I listen to this and I laugh because I'm like, oh, that's so cute. These guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's so cute. That's so cute. It makes me laugh because it's either I'm a genius or these guys just have no clue what they're watching. And again, I want to make sure I'm not discrediting Petr. He is a great fighter. I'm just the best.
What about after round two? There's a moment in round two, you have his back. Now we're seeing old school Aljo, Mr. Backpack himself, laughing, openly laughing on the screen, on camera, as you have this guy, in a very tough spot, and you got the hooks in and everything. Like, what is going on in your mind after? Are you thinking about the past year? Are you thinking about what leads to something? You're in a fist fight here with one of the best fighters in the world, and you're laughing, you're smiling on camera. I mean, iconic stuff. Can you tell us what's going on in your mind in these moments?
After that second round, I was like, oh, I just got a 10-8 round. And I think I might have said it to Ray going back. I was like, that's a 10-8 round. Like that's the guy who's supposed to Yan by anything me, murder, decapitation, all that under the sun. Like that guy. And so when I see that, I'm like, a good thing I didn't blow my load trying to finish him in that second round. So I do think when I go back and watch it, I have to go back and really assess the situation. But I feel like there were openings that I had to submit him or force the submission, but I decided to punch him instead. And I think I might have gotten a little bit of I think I might have remembered all the trash talk and all the shit that he was saying. I just wanted to just punch his face. So in the third round, when I did it again, I just I couldn't help but laugh because I'm just like, this is hilarious. I'm up 3 rounds. I'm about to really just run through this guy and blanket him. And everyone said all this stuff. And it's just funny. It's very gratifying to know that you're not crazy. The hard work that you put in is coming to life. And you really, really trust the process. You trust your coaches. You went through the grinder. And everything you set your mind to, you accomplish. Because at the end of the day, we are all capable human beings. And if you want something bad enough, you can make it happen. And in my head, I'm like, this is actually happening. This guy was talking all this shit, discrediting everything about me, calling me not a man, saying all this stuff, a coward. And now look at the coward hanging on his back, just having a good time. And that's what it felt like to me. So once I had that, I was like, dude, I'm up 3 rounds. Like, if I want to take the next 2 rounds off, I can. And that's honestly, that's kind of what happened.
Is that what happened? Is that your assessment as to, because to me, very clear, you got 2-3, he got 4-5. I don't think anyone would argue against that. Is that why he got 4-5? You let him get 4-5? Is that what you're saying?
100%. Like, if I wanted to stand up in that 4th round, I could have stood up. But I started playing jiu-jitsu, hanging out on my back. And I will say that is one of the things I do way too much in the training room because I get so comfortable with submitting guys off my back, on top position, off my back, and looking for scrambles. He was down 3 rounds, And I think he knew he needed to pocket one. So for me just hang out and kind of accept it, I accepted that position. If I just wanted to get up, I could have. Stand to my feet, give him my back, stand up, defend the hooks. He would have tried to throw a head kick or some other big punch. I would have got out of the way the same way I got it out of that head kick when he tried to throw it the one time. He tried to throw a spinning back elbow. Like my IQ, I'm focused, I'm dialed in. Like I could have got back up and not given him a chance to even score a round in that fight. And I gave him away that round, and he started to build a little bit of momentum. And in the fifth round, I was just trying to do a little bit more grappling, and he was starting to fight my fight with more grappling. And I think instead of me trying to reverse the position, had I forced the takedown more, not forced the takedown, but set it up. So let me choose my words a little bit wise because people are going to be very judgmental. If I had set up the takedown the way I did in the other previous rounds, they counted 2 takedowns. I took him down, I think, 4 times. When you get taken down, when I fell off the top, I rushed that position. That's the reason I even ended up on bottom in the first place. I took him down. His hands were on the mat. After me grabbing the single leg and taking him down, he came up all fours, and I tried to jump on his back because I tried to make it fancy. I tried to be cool, and I got too cool for school, and he shook me off the top, got the top position, and I just accepted it on the being on bottom. And then the fifth round, I took him down again when I stepped through, and I took him down, and then instead of me doing what I was supposed to do, I rushed to the back. So that was also another takedown, and they wanted to count all his trips as takedowns, right? So when he missed those 3 takedowns, those 3 attacks he tried to judo sweep me, why didn't he count those as failed takedowns? You see what I'm saying? So it's just funny how it works when I'm the guy on the losing end of the stick and I don't look so great, but now he doesn't look so great. They're not counting the same stats that they did for me, like they did the last time against me. Now they're not, they're not holding it against him. So it is what it is, man. I fought a great fight. I think I fought a smart fight. Gave away 2 rounds that I could have easily fought very, very different and fought the same way because gas tank wasn't an issue. And whatever, man, it was a fun fight. People got excited because they thought that there was going to be moments for him to get me. And it is what it is. I shut everybody the funk up.
Yeah,
and I am the undisputed, the only one king at this bantamweight division right now.
You are. And I want to ask you about what's next. But could you just tell us, like, what's it like being in a fight and you're sitting on the stool and even like you're about to walk to the stool and Ray Longo is like yelling, like getting you fired up like that? We love watching those clips. Look at that MFer. Look at that. Like, what is that like being the guy that he's talking to? What does that do for you?
It's great. It's a good motivator. But for me, I'm already thinking that in my head. I'm like, I turn and he gets up, he walks away. I'm like, oh, this guy, he went right to his seat. I'm like, this guy is not happy right now. So I'm thinking, I'm talking shit in my head. I'm like, oh, you got this motherfucker right here. This guy ain't got shit for you, dog. Keep that shit up. And then Ray comes in, look at that motherfucker. Like, so it just reamps and just reamplifies everything that I'm already saying in my head. And it just gets the blood going a little bit, man. I fight on emotion in a sense of like calm, cool, collected, not emotion like you start doing crazy things, like emotion like I'm into this. I'm invested. I'm here. I'm present. I'm excited to be here. I'm not emotionally like, oh, I'm scared or I'm like that type of frantic. It's a different type of vibe. Like when I'm in there, man, I'm having fun. I'm trying to enjoy the moment because you have these long ass training camps, 13 long months. I'm in here. I'm finally back in here doing something that I thought I was never going to do again. And to get the opportunity to do it again and at such a high level with the guy that I'm 5-1 underdog against and schooling him, it's a great moment to enjoy because, life goes on after this, but to be in that moment, to take it all in, that was special. And to be there with the guys, I could hear Al in the corner. He's stupid. Aljo, he's stupid. You're too smart for him. I'm hearing all this in the court. I'm telling you, I'm just cracking myself up in the head because I'm just like, this is jokes right now. I don't think anyone can really understand how funny this is. But I got this guy chasing me with his mean face. He had the Arthur fist. He had the Arthur fist up, ready to boom something. I'm like, you ain't gonna hit me with that one. I ain't letting you hit me with that.
So afterwards, you're declared winner, and you go. You obviously talk a little bit, but you address TJ Dillashaw. You call him Needleshaw, Pillashaw. Why is he next? Why does he get the shot at the belt? One win after a 2-year suspension.
You know what? When I thought about it afterwards, I was kind of like, he really doesn't deserve it. He really didn't earn it. Maybe it's because I just heard the narrative so much that he was going to be the winner, getting the winner of myself and Yan when we were supposed to fight in Abu Dhabi, and then it ended up being Sandhagen. So then the winner of that. So then I think maybe I just got wrapped up in that. Honestly, if I think there's anyone more deserving, it would probably be Aldo after beating Ralph Font. If we're doing the metric system, like the merit system, that would be the most rational in terms of the merit, like what you have done for me lately. Even a Dominic Cruz, these guys all got big names. TJ, I don't know how he got in the mix, but somehow I just felt like he was like the next guy. So I just kind of just threw it out there. I wasn't even really thinking about it, to be honest. I knew he was there.
Yeah.
I know that's what the UFC wants to do. So that's probably why I even said his name. But it's a fun fight. The fans know him. He's got a big resume. And to beat a guy like that, I think it only adds to it only adds to my resume, my legacy, So I think I just beat the tied record for second most bantamweight wins behind TJ. I think if TJ and I were to fight, me beating him would be me actually beating the record. I think I would have to go back and double check, or maybe we tie. So that's what I'm all about, man. So I'm just glad no one could ever discredit me and tell me, like, try to make fun of my career. Cause like, dude, to be around this company for this long, my third UFC fight was against number 6 Takeya Mizugaki back in 2015. And I've been in the UFC top 10 and top 5 ever since then. So I don't need to tell people to give me my credit. I think it's warranted based on the resume alone. And I'm going to keep adding to that.
If it was up to you, who's your first title defense against, or your next title defense against?
I'm here for money, Ariel. So I think all these guys, in my opinion, are relatively the same. So in terms of skill set, so I think if I had to pick, I guess TJ is fine with me. There's no TJ, Aldo, Cruz, Cejudo.
Yeah, what about that one?
Biggest names right now.
He says he's back in the pool. He didn't specify, but it seems like he's going for 45, or at least trying. I think he has a better chance of getting a bantamweight title than a featherweight title, to be honest. Title shot, that is. Do you think that's a possibility or no?
For me, I don't know. I mean, depends on what he wants to do. I do think him going up to 45 would be cool. I don't see how Dana could deny him. I mean, he did win 2 belts.
Right.
Maybe because he's not that popular, but it's just like, he's pretty popular. Maybe not popular in the sense that people are throwing money at him, but he's pretty popular. So I just don't get how that doesn't sell. It's a big fight in the sense of what he's trying to accomplish. I think if you package it and market it the right way, it's a big fight. And I think it's the only guy he can fight at 145 that's close to his height. So you almost lose that fight if Volkanovski loses, So it's almost like, why not just make it and just see what happens? But if not, if he wants to come back down to 135, we could do that too. I think he would be a great test for me, especially because we're both so good with the wrestling. I think my style is a little different than his. He takes you down with the inside leg trips and gets single legs and stuff, but he doesn't do anything when he takes you down. The difference is I actually can finish a fight with my takedowns, and get to a dominant position and do some dominant things. So I think that would be the difference in that fight. So it would be a high-level chess match. So I would be interested in that for sure.
Do you think it's inevitable you'll fight Yan a third time at some point down the line?
Yeah, if he wants to go be 0-3 against the Funk, we can make it happen. I mean, you look at his record. I mean, what is it, like 2 of those losses are from me, So if he wants a third, we could do it again.
Did you say anything to each other afterwards?
He doesn't speak English.
A little bit. There was nothing. I saw you kind of embrace there for a second when the fight was over. Anything exchanged? Any words exchanged?
No. I mean, I think we're both just happy to be done with each other after 24 months. Well, he had a little bit of a break from me. I haven't. I had to think about this guy for 25 months. A very, 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 very long time. So, no words really exchanged. I kind of just gave him a pat on the ass and kind of like, sportsman, just like, good, great job. We had a good fight, and that's really it. I mean, I thought I won. Regardless if I thought I won or lost, I would have done the same thing. But it was never personal in the sense of like, oh my God, I can't stand this guy. Like, I would have a beer with the guy. We'd probably be talking shit to each other the entire time. But I think the competitiveness between us is just both of us believing that we're the best. And when you have 2 guys that really do believe that, it's just only natural for for you guys to butt heads.
What's the fan reception been like? I saw you put the apology form up. Very clever. Are you feeling more love? Have they eased up a little bit?
A little bit. You still got the people in there saying Yan 1, 4, and 5, Yan 1, 4, and 5, and I just say cry, cry, cry me a freaking ocean because I don't give a shit what you say. You're not a judge and you don't know fighting because you just can't win a fight like that. You can't win a fight by not throwing anything. Like, it doesn't make any sense. If the guy throws more than you and lands more than you, he wins. He wins.
Yeah, I mean, best part about the victory, like I saw the reception that you got back at the gym. I think it was either yesterday or 2 days ago with Ray and everyone training. I know you've had moments with your family. Like, what's been the best part about this win? About what is that? What do we got there? Is that another Georgia?
Yeah, my hat from Georgia.
Yes. I mean, it's a whole look. I like it. Best thing to happen, best thing that was said to you, best byproduct of this win. I know it's just been a few days, but what's been the best part?
The best part, honestly, is just being able to have downtime and chill, catch up with the family. If I'm being honest, and I don't got nothing witty or anything like that to say. It's like I said, it's been a long 13 months to be able to just be a human. I don't want to think about fighting right now. What I had to jump through, win or lose, this was going to be the result. Decompress, relax, and get the F away from everything and just be a human and live a normal life and get fat a little bit and just, I had a lot of time taken away from me, a lot of moments taken away from me because I felt like I couldn't enjoy life the way I wanted to because I had to prove something not only to myself, but to the world. And regardless of whatever happened, I felt like I said, I truly did feel like the champion ever since I beat Sandhagen. Like, no one can ever dispute that. Like, I don't care what you say based on the merit system. There was no way in hell Yan and Aldo should have been fighting for a freaking world title before us two, or myself and Yan, or even a Yan and Sandhagen, if you want to even do that. But Yan and Aldo for a vacant title when you had two guys who actually beat top 5 guys, not fighting for a title, but these guys never did, and they're fighting for a title and one coming off of a loss. Come on, make it make sense. So to finally decompress from all that, catch up with family, and just enjoy the fruits of my labor, win or lose. This is really it. It's just, I just want to be able to decompress, relax, smell the roses a little bit. And man, sometimes people don't understand, like, your mental peace, your sanity. It's refreshing to like even when I came back to the hotel, like 2:45 in the morning, fans wanted to take pictures. When I know half those freaking fans, Ariel, were the ones talking shit and now asking me for a picture. Yeah. So can you imagine how I feel? Like I'm coming from an emotional high and I'm exhausted, a long day, a long year. And I see these people and I'm just like, I want to ask them, like, were you talking shit? I don't want to take a picture. Were you talking shit? I don't want to take a picture. Like, that's how I felt. But obviously they're fans, they're fans. So I get it. Like, people can say, oh, you're being a bitch, but whatever. We're people. I am entitled to feel like a person the same way everyone else is. I'm entitled to have emotion the same way everybody else is. Right? So when I come back, I took a couple pictures and I had to get security because I'm like, yo, I don't want to do this. I'm not in the mental mindset to entertain people right now. I don't want to do that. So this is me. Just want to chill out, enjoy everything, have a couple cocktails, and I'm good with taking pictures now. But obviously, like that night, I just wasn't in the mood. Yeah. So right now, this is really just it. Just kind of just chilling, kick my feet up, relax, and get away from the sport a little bit. I want to travel. COVID took away 2 years from the world, and it would be nice to kind of be able to enjoy the work that I've actually put in since 2019 against Pedro. I haven't really been able to do much. That Sandhagen, then the first Yan fight, and now this second one. So we'll see. I don't think I'm coming back to like maybe September.
I was just going to ask you that.
Maybe even longer.
Okay. September, October?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. I'm going to see how I feel. I would like to get 3 fights in this year. I did tell myself that, but it just depends on where my head is at. I got to see if I start getting that itch, then yeah, we'll jump in and we'll get something going. But I want to make sure I'm well prepared, not just jumping in just because the UFC is telling me to jump in, because I did that once and I wasn't ready for the October fight and I wasn't even cleared, Right. So I don't want to have that happen again. I said, the future is bright, man. I'm just blessed. I'm fortunate. I got a beautiful team, beautiful family, beautiful fiance. You know, my guys went above and beyond. Ally, Quinta, Marab, Dennis, all these guys. Like the stuff that these guys did to help me get prepared. Like I'm forever in debt to these guys, and I get emotional even talking about it because these guys, they've been there for me for a very, very long time, and I'm just glad to get this monkey off my back, so to speak. And like I said, win or lose, if I just had a great performance, I won. You know, so I'm just glad I actually did win, and we can move on to the next one, the next chapter in Aljamain Sterling's life.
Great stuff, man. Congratulations. Enjoy the victory. Beautiful stuff with your mom, having her out there as well at the last minute, her wanting to be there, and you get to share that moment with her in the cage. I can't imagine how all this feels. So enjoy it. Enjoy the time off. Congrats. And take that victory tour, man. Shove it down everyone's throat. You've earned it.
Thank you. Thank you. Full-time, part-time actor, Ariel. Never forget,
champ,
but
yes.
full-time champ.
AljamainSterling.com?
Yes, sir. AljamainSterling.com. Go get that.
Thanks for doing this, Aljo. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, there he is. Aljamain Sterling, the reigning, defending UFC bantamweight champion.